Plan for the worst, I should say, yeah, plan for the worst, hope for the best. Boy, it's what superintendents are kind of doing this summer, all summer long, and gearing up for the school year. Our Michael Williams, he continues his 5-on-5 series right now, speaking with the leader of Indian River County Schools about the plan in case they have to switch back to all virtual.
Right now, teachers in Indian River County are working hard to get ready for the new school year. When I spoke with Superintendent Dr. David Moore, he said his team, including teachers, of course, have worked on ways to be better prepared to switch everyone to virtual learning if that becomes necessary.
As we implement this plan, we need for every single child to be ready to move to a virtual environment, depending if we have a social isolation process or if there's a shutdown or cleaning of the school. We need to have those systems already thought up and prepared for. So some of the things our teachers are doing now are preparing for what happens if I have to isolate for a number of days. We want to be able to move right into a virtual environment to continue the instruction without losing 1 minute of instruction.
Now, Dr. Moore says about 60% of their students will return to campuses later this month. He also addressed the work teachers have done to help get some students caught up after last year's switch to virtual learning. To see what he had to say about that and much more, go to WPTV.com to watch my entire 5-on-5 interview with Dr. Moore. Back to you.
Well, this weekend is typically a time to get very excited about going back to school. It's the sales tax-free holiday this weekend for back to school. So here's what you need to know if you plan to go shopping this weekend. You can save money on clothing, book bags, school supplies, and personal computers and accessories. The state also has said that cloth and surgical masks will qualify for that tax break, so keep that in mind. And during this time when making ends meet might be an extra struggle, we want to help you get the best deals this weekend. So we have RAKOW in the studio to help you with some money-saving tips. Hey, Erica.
Good morning. Yeah, well, you know, your child will need binders, paper, pencils, even if they're doing remote learning. But how much do they really need? A big question this year as teachers across Florida say they focus on really just the essentials. They also understand if you can't get everything on the list. Sanitizers, wipes, things like that, they're in high demand. So it is understood that you might not be able to find those right away. Remember to check your supplies from last year, too. You might have extras that you didn't use. And teachers also suggest the dollar store for supplies. You'd be surprised how much you can save. And for kids whose parents opted for distance learning, a laptop might be top of mind. Well, a study shows 36% of parents are looking to buy a new one.
The base model that you would get is totally fine. So don't get caught up on all the, well, you have this amount of RAM and this amount of gigabytes.
And here's some other things to think about this year. Check out refurbished computers. If they're from the manufacturer, they're just as good and much cheaper too. You can get your kid a library card so that they can read even more and print out some worksheets from there. And if you need something, talk to their teacher. A lot of teachers might have some extra supplies, and they do understand that this really is a tough time for everyone. Remember, the back to school tax-free holiday, it goes through Sunday night. Back to you, Mike.
Well, a virtual start to the school year could not only affect students and teachers, but it could cost some people their jobs. Coming up, we're going to take a closer look at those who work beyond the classroom.